Well, good evening, race fans, and welcome out here to the Oxford Plains Speedway for Season 11 of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Scrambler Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Filling in for Roger Muth as he's out on assignment. It is none other than Upstate Al bringing you all tonight's racing action right here in the Oxford Plains Speedway. We are really looking forward to this one here this evening as the field starting to get themselves set up for tonight's 100-lap main event. We got time trials going on right now as we take a look at the Red Light Short Track Scrambler. Tonight, they're utilizing the SRX car. To be honest with you, I don't know that much about it other than watching the real series on the television. Just bought the car myself before we went live. So we will be learning it together here tonight, folks. We hope you're watching, tuning in, enjoy tonight's broadcast of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And you can see right this little bull ring of a circle. That's right, it's a circle, not much straight on this here, and really got to watch those tires or you can really melt them off, especially with tonight's weather. 71 degrees, 45% humidity, it's overcast, so maximum grip out there on this racetrack. And I can tell you, from watching the end of practice here this evening, once we got set up, there was 2 rooms of racing. We are in store for what is going to be a pretty exciting race to tonight's finish. Is qualifying just about halfway through. I can let you know right now that it is the wily veteran of Richard Murdoch atop of the point stand, or the top of there. As we got now Max Stereo gonna go to the top of the board in his normal black in number 42. So Max Stereo going to the top of the board here in qualifying. Right now, Dalton Williamson out on the racetrack in his Fox Racing entry. We'll see himself and his teammate out here on the racetrack in similar paint schemes. That would be Michael Trevarthen, who currently sits in the 10th spot as they come across the stripe. And Dalton Williamson going to go number 2 as we take a look at your current qualifying order. As they work here, you got Theriot at the top of the board with a 16.03. 16.00. We got Roger Muth checking in as he's on assignment, making sure that I'm filling at least half of maybe his toe region in here. As Roger's one of the best in the business. As we got 15 cars that have taken time. Max Stereo on the top of the speed chart over Dalton Williamson, Richard Murdoch third, Allcares in at number 17, and Bragg rounding out your top 5. As you can see where your favorite drivers are in, who you think is going to win tonight in the SRX. The drivers do have an extra set of tires in the pits. You see right here at the spread on speed here in our qualifying session. Well, that'll be taking a quick wrap up here. Season 11 marching right on down in what has been a great season so far for the Red Light Scrambler Series. And we take a look here at what we are in store for tonight. These drivers are going to be all over the place on trying to figure out where to get the grip, how to push these cars. A relatively new short track car to the service. And I'm pretty excited to see this racing action here tonight with all you tuning on in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you haven't subscribed to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Make sure you do. Get notified every time we go live, whether it's myself, Roger, Dave in the Cave, KR, and Brett. Whether we all go live, we have racing on all sorts of different disciplines, all the way from these little short tracks to the high banks of Daytona to the twists and turns of Laguna. We have it all right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel as the field will start to populate for tonight's 100-lap main event coming right up here. After tonight, the series will head to Wisconsin to the Slinger Speedway, running the late model. That'll be next Thursday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You won't want to miss it. Slinger on next Thursday. But tonight, Oxford, SRX, and this is your starting lineup presented by Six Rings Racing. Starting on the pole with a quick time of 16.035 is the Storm from the north. Max Stereo will roll off from pole position. Outside of him in car number 1, there is Dalton Williamson, the driver out of Florida. Richard Murdoch will roll off third, and outside of him is the car number 17. This is Chad Elkers in car number 17. David Bragg in the number 31 will roll off fifth, and outside of him, a fellow Canadian driver in car number 53, this is Victor Voles in car number 53. Sean Single will roll off in the 7th spot. TJ Henson on his dancing partner on the outside of row number 4. Row number 5, Brian Bianchi and Brandon Feeney will round out your top 10. Granny Hips, Josh Buckley will roll off 11th, and outside of him, the number 2, this is Michael Trevarthen. The remaining starting grid for tonight's race, number 13 starting spot in the Attrition Sim Racing Camp. Car number 271, this is Aiden Elvashion in car number 271. Outside of him, Chris Oliver in car number 52. Ken Allen and Bob Higgins rounding out your 16-car field. And that was your 6 rings starting lineup here tonight as the field rolls behind the base car. We are getting ready to go 100 laps of racing with the SRX cars. The pace truck should take and peel off of the Oxford Plains racing surface and into the hands of the 42 of Max Stereo. Into the restart zone they come. Green flag is up and we are underway. Down here through turns 1 and 2 for the first time. You see the cars getting up to speed. Stereo going to jump up to the race lead. A little bit of side-by-side action back there. As they come up off the corner, lap 1 going to go into the books, and this is what your running order looks like. Stereo over Williamson right to the back bumpers. They work down here as they come through the corner. Max Stereo showing the way. Looking at from the crowd view of the car on the outside, that's the 17 of Elkers. Elkers running the outside of that speedway, trying to make something happen up there. And we got cars around. Hang on to it. The number 1, the Culpeppers Bakery. Car number 14 going around with some heavy right rear damage to that race car. The Culpeppers Bakery entry. This is Brian Bianchi. Bianchi down here in turns 3 and 4. Going to go through the spin cycle, and we'll see what happened to bring out our first yellow flag of the evening. See Bianchi on the inside of the 62. I believe the Tenzin, has got up in the corner, washed up a little bit. Contact. Josh Buckley going to get into it as well. Everyone else doing a fairly good job of getting around. Let's watch it one more time. We'll watch it as they work down through here. So you get down into the corner here and just up the racetrack. It went, washed the front end, around he went. And Buckley almost had it by. And just caught the right rear quarter panel. So we come back to some live pictures. He's able to keep it out on the racetrack. No harm, no foul. Just lost a lot of track position, which track position can be everything here at the Oxford Plains Speedway. So we'll see how he will recover here after starting in that 9th position. Finds himself back in the 16th position after contact with TJ Henson. I believe that's who it was. In the South Point, number 62. Field doubling up behind the pace truck. That means one thing and one thing only. We're going to go back green flag racing. Into the restart zone. Max Stereo will step on that loud pedal. We're back underway, and a little bit of a spin the tires, maybe a little bit of a jump to the outside by Williamson, trying to hold on to outside lane. Stereo too tough, down back to the inside. They'll come to the corner, wing to wing off of turn number 4. There we go, back to the race lead as Williamson will slide into spot number 2. Henson in a good battle back here with the number 2 of Trevarthen. Trevarthen working the outside of him right there in front is the 17 of All Cares. That is the Captain Crunch. Oh, it's Sean Single in the 11, excuse me. Put my bifocals on so we can see. Working down here to the corner. This is in traffic. Rogers says he's on the turnpike in Pittsburgh, on the outside of Pittsburgh. So this is what the traffic must be like for him as they work down through here. Be on board with TJ Henson. Working at outside of the racetrack. Stereo as well up on the front of this one. 13 laps already down. Don't blink an eye. This one will be over here. Good battle though is Brandon Freeney working the inside down the back stretch. He will come to take that number 8 spot away from Henson. Henson on the outside of the racetrack, trying to make that outside lane work. Here comes the 13 of Josh Buckley. Buckley gonna smell the blood in the water and gonna get up underneath him. So Josh Buckley, after making contact there, the right rear quarter panel has seen better days. But Mr. Granny Hips himself working his way up the race into the 9th position early on in this 100 lap contest here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series. As Max Stereo still leads it over Williamson. Richard Murdoch in that number 01. Back there in spot number 3. All Cares in the 17, the Frontier Airlines entry. Runs there in spot number 4. Sean Single, the Captain Crunch. He's got a little bit of breathing space. The big mover of the race up 6 spots. Started back in the 12th spot, rides in 6th. That is this man, the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. You see Brandon Freeney starting to put some pressure on Bragg in that 31 car. Right there around the bottom. That is the preferred way around the Oxford Plains Speedway, but I think we're going to see that inside lane get a little congested, and somebody's going to try that outside, and I think it's going to work. Yeah, I'll work through here. Williamson still putting the pressure to Max Stereo, though, up on this one. We look out the back side of Max Stereo. You hear how much they're off of the gas pedal. They're trying to make something happen as the yellow flag will come out. It looks like David Bragg in the 31 had gone around. Let's take a look and see what happened to him. Freeney right there to the back bumper. Bragg up the racetrack. Freeney fills the gap. And Sutton going awry on the 31 comes to a stop on the outside of the racetrack. And that will bring out our second yellow flag of the evening. And it looks like Bragg's has taken that 31 car behind the pit wall. So something going awry. Hopefully everything is all right with 31 of Dave Bragg. Is TJ Henson going to come down pit road to the attention of his crew. These drivers do have an extra set of tires in the pits here this evening. And Henson is going to go down and away and get back out on the racetrack with his South Point Casinos number 62. Max Stereo set fast time in qualifying, and he has led every lap here this evening. He leads over Dalton Williamson. Williamson in that number 1 car. Richard Murdoch runs in 3rd. 4th spot goes to Chad Elkers. Sean Single runs 5th. One spot out of the top 5 is the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Brandon Freeney is 7th. 8th spot, Josh Buckley. 9th spot is Aiden Alvecion. Victor Vowles rounds out your top 10. 11th spot is Bob Higgins in that Checker Flag Auto Supply entry. Brian Bianchi up to the 12th spot. Ken Allen runs 13th. Chris Oliver 14th. And T.J. Henson rounding out the cars left out on the racetrack. It looks like Braggs will be a retiree as the field paces into turns 3 and 4. They roll into the restart zone. Green flag is up and we're back underway. Nice jump to the outside by the number 1 of Williamson. Can't quite slam the door shut. Theriot gets loose up off of turn number 4. New race leader, the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Contact between himself and Max Theriot. And Theriot's going to go around and around he will go. He's up on, stuck on top of the barrier there. Is aggressive racing up at the point of this one. Sees Max Theriot go around. Joshua Buckley might have got caught up in that as well. As we see Buckley's 13 car back there as well. Let's take a look back here at this one. Watch this. You can see the number 1 of Williamson on the outside. Gets down there. And this contact between the 42 and the 1. And around they go. Freeney's going to go around as well with the 13 of Josh Buckley. So your pole sitter of Max Theriot goes into the spin cycle. Let's go on board with Max Theriot. And up and on that corner there. And you can see what happened. Get up on that curb along with the contact. Just really upset the car. And Max Theriot going to get relegated back to the 15th spot after that little mishap. Only one driver came down pit road so far this evening. Now Michael Trevarthen thought he was going to go down into the pits. But the 62 right here, that is T.J. Henson, is the only car that has come down pit road as of this moment. As the field doubles up behind the pace car, now it'll be Dalton Williamson to the inside, and he's got Allcares to the outside. Into the restart zone they come. Green flag is back out. We're back underway. 2 by 2. One car up the racetrack. That's the 2 at Trevarthen. In contact there is Vols going to go to the outside wall. We stay green for the time being as Vols will get the switch tire entry back underway. We stay green. I believe Vols and the number 2 got there's yellow flag will fly. The 62 of Henson going around. Let's go back here and check out what happened with Victor Vols on that restart. See Vols right there in that number 6 spot, gets the gas pedal down in the corner. Oh, the 2 up the racetrack in the backside of Allcares. Oh, the 2 got in the right rear quarter panel. They got hooked around and away he went. And a hard lick to the driver's side there. The car was able to pull back away. Then T.J. Henson up there working behind the number 30 of Higgins on that restart. Just lost it up off the corner, got the power down, and the Goodyear Eagles did not grip the track, and around will go the 62. That's going to relegate the number 01 of Richard Murdoch to the point of this one. We've got Michael Murdoch checking in. How are you doing tonight, sir? Jeremy Rodwell as well. Connor Dunn. Thank you guys all for tuning on in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let these drivers know that you appreciate their efforts. That's what that thumbs up do. They come back, they watch this video, they see how many thumbs up they got, and they're going to race even harder next week. Closing in on the halfway point of tonight's 100 lap contest. Dalton Williamson, your race leader. Richard Murdoch is second. Third spot to Chad Allcares. Sean Single and Brian Bianchi, your top five. Not too long ago, Bianchi was in the spin cycle. Into the restart zone they come. Green flag is back out. Williamson going to jump on the loud pedal. Down here through turns 1 and 2. One car around. Chris Oliver, we stay green. He is pointed back in the right direction. Murdoch to the outside. Here comes Allcares to the inside. The 11-ish single right there as well. And that Captain Crunch. 2 by 2 behind your race leader. They thought about making it 3 wide for a moment there, but Single will keep it tucked in line. Sean Single trying to find a way around. Driver out of Air, Massachusetts with the BK Paints Cartoon Network entry. These cars just sound mean. Working down here, 3 wide, almost off the corner, and I'm really impressed with the 01 of Richard Murdoch, really able to hang on the outside lane around the outside of the 17 of Allcares. These tires about equal now as they work in close to the halfway point of tonight's 100 lap race. 2 by 2, and this battle back here has really allowed Dalton Williamson to get up and leave. 1.3 second lead currently. Max Stereo trying to work his way back towards the front. He's got Feeney right there in front of him with the Feeney call number 38. As they work underneath, I believe that is the number 81 of Ken Allen. Allen out the outside with the bacon. Stopped down by his pits a little bit earlier on. He was cooking that bacon for everybody that was going to be here racing tonight, so we thank him for feeding our goal. A little bit of contact, though, between Single and the 17 of Allcares. Richard Murdoch really holding court to the outside of theirs. The 62 of Henson spins down to the inside of turn number 1. We stay green at the current moment. Henson gets the car back rolling. Is now Allcares going to take that number 2 spot away. Here comes the number 11, a Single underneath Murdoch. Murdoch has a little bit of breathing space if he wants it. Can't quite get down. Here comes the 14 of Bianchi. The Culpeppers Bakery, number 14, trying to make his way up 1 spot more. Currently resides in that 5th spot. Great action all the way around this racetrack as Ken Allen still works the outside. The top 5 cars have single filed it out. Allen trying to make something happen around the outside of Brandon Feeney. 2 laps away from the halfway point. 3 wide. Max Hill thought about putting his nose in there. Couldn't quite do it. He's got the number 2 of Trevarthen all over him. This is a great battle right here as both these drivers trying to get 1 spot ahead. Feeney to the inside. He might have sole possession. Not quite yet. Here they come. Max Trail going to start to put the nose to the inside of the 81 of Ken Allen. This is the great battle around the racetrack. Still trying to find something to do. Take a look down from our blimp cam at this battle. He's a little bit loose that time for the 81 of Ken Allen. Max Stereo giving the bumper a little bit there. Yellow flag coming out. TJ Henson has gone around once again. And we'll bring out our 5th yellow flag of the evening. Let's see if he had any help. Oh, got up on that curb. You heard it right there, and around it went right in front of the race leader. Race officials, Barney in the flag stand, had no choice but to throw that yellow flag, as Dalton Williamson is your race leader. Sean Single up to that number 2 spot. Chad Allcare's in the 17. I like that race car. Sharp looking race car, even if it has green on it. Got the old, I believe that is a woodchuck. On the right rear corner panel, the Frontier Airlines. Richard Murdoch in the 01 runs in 4th. Brian Bianchi is 5th. Bob Higgins up 10 spots here, started 16th tonight. Finds himself in the 6th spot with the Checker Flag Auto Supply, number 30. So nice run up by Mr. Bob Higgins. Aiden Alvecion is in the number 7 spot. I haven't really talked much about Aiden all night. Doing a nice job. Runs there in spot number 7. Max Stereo up to 8th. We documented early on, if you were here, he set fast time, was leading this race. Contact between himself and Williamson sent the 42 around. He has regained it back to the 8th spot. 9th spot is the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen in that Fox number 2. And running out your top 10, the number 13 of Josh Buckley. Chris Oliver in the 52 runs 11th. Ken Allen is 12th. Brandon Feeney 13th. TJ Henson, Victor Voles, and Dave Bragg make out your running order. Field rolling down the back stretch into turns 3 and 4. We're going to get ready to go back green flag racing here this afternoon at the Oxford Plains Speedway. Field rolls into the restart zone. Green flag is back up, and we are back underway. Sean Single with a good jump, going to be able to get back down, trying to do the crossover move up off a corner number 2. Can't quite do it that time, as they all work there behind your race leader, Dalton Williamson. Michael Trevarthen up underneath the number 01 of Bob Higgins. Higgins on the outside lane on his restart, along with the 01 of Murdoch. Murdoch and Bianchi will go door to door off of corner number 4. At the line, it was Richard Murdoch with that momentum on the outside. Can't quite do it. 14 working there. He's got a little bit of right front damage, right rear damage. Remember, he spun out to bring out our first yellow flag. Bianchi did. Sustained that right rear damage. Does not seem to be hampering the performance of the Culpeper Bakery and Cafe, number 14. Right there behind him is Aiden. He's trying to make his way one spot more inside of the crack the top 5 for the first time tonight. If he can do it and get up there as well. Sean Single runs in second. He is about 7/10 off of your race leader here as we closing in on 35 laps to go. And like I said, this one's going to happen in a hurry. You see the gap between first, second, and third. Then you got the 14 of Bianchi into the 4th spot. Murdoch was able to get down into that 5th spot. And everybody's kind of single filed it out for the time being. Michael Trevarthen trying to make a move to the inside of Aiden. Aiden up the racetrack, leaves the inside lane open for Trevarthen. Trevarthen going to try to make it stick. He will get on by. Go on board with number 2 of Trevarthen. Trying to get a little bit of contact to roll Richard Murdoch. Nice save. That really stacks him up. Now here comes Aiden back to the outside. Trevarthen trying to find a way around Murdoch. And meanwhile, Aiden working the outside of the racetrack. Here comes Ken Allenson at 81. Murdoch up the racetrack in front of Aiden. That's going to allow the two to get on by. So Trevarthen up to the 5th spot. Murdoch back to 6th. Here comes Joshua Buckley. Buckley in that 13, trying to work into the 7th spot. One car down. Hang on to it. That was the 2 of Michael Trevarthen. He is going to go around. No yellow flag came out as Trevarthen is in trouble. Williamson leads it. Sean Single runs in the number 2 spot. Chad Akers is 3rd. Brian Bianchi 4th. Bianchi starting to close in on the back side of that Frontier Airlines number 17 of Chad Alkers. This is a close battle as we got some action back here. Mike Stereo involved Joshua Buckley. All that progress lost to the 13. We'll have to see what happened. We caught the back side of it. This will bring us to our 25 laps to go. Whoa. We'll have to get another view of that one. I'm going to say Buckley had a little bit of helping hand to the outside. What do you say, folks? 3 wide action, I believe. Oh, yeah, they're tight on each other right there. And I believe that was Max Therio involved as well. Let's see what happened here with Max. He was on the outside of him. He just got the right rear quarter panel and around he went. Got on each other, could not stay off each other. So we got some takers on pit road. Chris Oliver rolling off with his number 52. We got Bob Higgins in his pit in the Checker Flag Auto Supply entry. As Dalton Williamson is your race leader. Next time, by it'll be 25 circuits left to go. Is Dalton Williamson, Sean Single. Top 4 cars have not been down pit road as of this moment. Ken Allen runs in the 5th spot in that Bacon Mobile. He came back in on lap 53. Brandon Feeney, that's behind him, was on lap 54. So those are the fresher tires. Aiden Alvecion has not made it through. He has not come down pit road, I should say, in that hybrid number 271. So the field is starting to double up behind the pace truck. We're going to go back green flag racing this time. Dalton Williamson, here they come into the restart zone. Green flag is up, we're back underway. Good restart by Williamson. The number 11 of Single going to be able to get in line as well. Brian Bianchi stuck to the outside. He's going to try to cross him over. Contact there. They're going to jumble him up. Here comes Ken Allen by. Brian Bianchi back to the 5th spot. Here comes Ethan trying there. They're 3 wide behind him. The 0-1 of Richard Murdoch running the extreme high side. 3 wide action. Who would have thought we'd ever say that at the Oxford Plains Speedway? And he makes it work. Murdoch back to the 6th spot now, looking for more on the outside with those fresh tires. And yellow flag coming out as Max Stereo. Bob Higgins in that number 30 had gone around the checkered flag auto supply. Number 30. Let's see what happened to bring out the 7th yellow flag of the evening. They're all there behind that 3 wide action. Oh, got up into the outside of the 62 of TJ Henson, and around will go them as the yellow flag will fly. 1 car down pit road. That's the 14 of Brian Bianchi. And the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe will roll. Dalton Williamson up on the point of this one, though, showing the way. The driver out of Tampa, Florida. The Rev E Sports PK Paints Platinum RV Services car number 1. Your second place runner is this man, number 11, Sean Single. Chad 8 Elkers runs in spot number 7. Or 3rd. 8th is the Ken Allen, number 81. Richard Murdoch runs in 5th. An impressive run on the outside to get back here to the top 5. Aiden is in that spot number 2. Or spot number 6, I should say. Brandon Feeney 7th. Max Stereo is in 8th. Joshua Buckley back to the 9th spot, the driver out of Pepperell, Massachusetts. TJ Henson is in spot number 10. Bob Higgins 11th. Brian Bianchi, who just came down pit road, will restart in spot number 12. And Michael Trevarthen rounding out your field. The field doubling up behind the pace truck. We're going to go back green flag racing. Up through the gearboxes they go. They are 2 by 2 all the way through here. Sean Single going to get back to that inside lane to get into the number 2 spot behind Dalton Williamson. Behind them it is on side by side. We got Ken Allen on the outside with the bacon. He is trying to take home the bacon. Working that outside lane here. They are still jacked up 2 by 2 behind this action, and it is great action here for contact. I heard a little bit of bumper banging. Aiden up the racetrack. Max Stereo trying to make his way through there. 3 wide in the turn number 1. Max Stereo working the inside of that. Aiden Alvencio, number 271. He'll get there. Brandon Feeney going to go down low underneath the 01 of Murdoch. Murdoch to the outside as they work around the number 17 of Elkers. Oh, 1 car around, and that is the 14 of Brian Bianchi. And it looks like the number 2 of Trevarthen is in trouble. So 2 separate incidents here to bring out our yellow flag with 11 laps to go. Come off the corner and just got loose. The 14 did. And the 2 just got up high and into the loose stuff, and around he will go. No harm, no foul there. We'll see if this will be a quick yellow or not with 10 laps to go. Ken Allen in that 81 car, fresh tires, looking to come home victorious here this evening. The 11 of Sean Single is in second. He's trying to figure out a way to get around there. Is the 52 of Oliver now back on to the lead lap. So all 14 cars that are still on the racetrack on the lead lap. And All you need to do is be on the lead lap, and you have a chance to win any one of these Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Scrambler Short Track Series events. That's how competitive the fields are. I believe next time by we should get the 1 to go signal for a 7-lap. It will be a 6-lap shootout at that point. Been a really good race so far this evening. Really surprised to see the outside lane work like as it has. Field doubling up. It'll be a 6-lap shootout to the end of this one. Into the Checkered Flag Auto Supply restart zone. Green flag is up. We're underway. Sean Single able to get back down as Ken Allen holds on to that 3rd spot. Here comes Sean Single with a bit to the inside. Can't quite do it. They spread him out 3 wide behind them. Contact between your top 2. 5 laps to go. First, your race leader, Dalton Williamson, who's got Sean Single all over the back bumper of him. Trying to find a way around, give him a shot. 1 lap ago. Here comes Richard Murdoch. Murdoch trying to take a look underneath the 81. Murdoch trying to crack the top 3. 1 car around. Bob Higgins going to go around. We stay green so far. Dalton Williamson, your race leader. 3 laps to go. This time by popsicle sticks are up. 2 to go for Dalton Williamson. Down through the corner. Yellow flag coming out, and we are going to overtime. Overtime coming up here tonight for this one. We wouldn't want it any other way. As the 271 gets pointed back in the right direction. Let's take a look here and see what brought out our 9th yellow flag of the evening. Aiden down to the inside. He's got Trevarthen there. Oh, gassed it up. Just got loose. And the 2 of Trevarthen just nowhere he could go. Makes contact and away they will go. 17, the Frontier Airlines coming down on the tarmac to visit his pit crew here this evening. We'll see what kind of adjustments they are going to do here for this last little shootout. But up front, it is Dalton Williamson up on the point of this one. Sean Single is 3rd, or 2nd, 3rd spot, Richard Murdoch. 81 of Ken Allen runs in 4th. Max Stereo 5th. Brandon Feeney is 6th. 7th spot to Joshua Buckley. TJ Henson is 8th. 9th spot to Michael Trevarthen, who has made a nice rebound. Chris Oliver 10th. Aiden Alvencione is 11th. And Chad Alcares coming off a pit road. There's some 4 Mr. Fresh Feelgoods on the car. Roll off in the 12th spot. Field gonna double them up next time by. So the field doubling up. We should see the green, white, checkered. Attempt number 1 coming at us. Into the restart zone they come. Green flag up in the hand of Barney. Green flag is up. We're back underway. Down in the turns 1 and 2 they come. Richard Murdoch going to try to take that number 2 spot away from Sean Single. He's trying to bring Max Steriot into the fray. This time off the corner, it's going to be the Culpeppers Bakery. 1 lap to go. Down the backstretch they come into the corner. Dalton Williamson out to the front of this one. He is going to take the checkered flag up off of turn number 4. Car spinning around, and a big pileup is a big wreck at the end of this one. But Dalton Williamson going to be victorious in what was a sliding of a wreck down here. Richard Murdoch with a nice comeback to be in spot number 2. And Max Steriot's number 42 will come home 3rd. Sean Single 4th. Joshua Buckley 5th. And boy, oh boy, a lot to take in on that last lap there, and we will do so as the number 1 car starts to burn it down here on the front stretch, and we will take and get right into our post-race show for tonight's race winner, and it is going to be Dalton Williamson going to come in here and become victorious. We'll be trying to catch up with a word with him. We've got your second place car of Richard Murdoch. Move him on up in here. We'll start with our second place runner up here to the broadcast booth, and Mr. Richard Murdoch putting on a show out there. Had to work hard for that one, a little bit harder than you probably would like to, huh, Rich?
Yeah, that was definitely tough. I don't think I took a breath that whole race. A lot of fun, though. A lot of throttle control, brake control, and luck.
These cars look like a handful. I was talking during the broadcast. Glad to be filling in for Roger. You guys always put on a great show. I was pretty amazed that the outside line was there. You could make it work for a little bit on the outside, a little bit more than what we used to see here at the Oxford Plains. And this is my first time actually seeing the SRX cars. How much of a handful of these? It seems like they have a lot of horsepower, and you really got to watch what you're doing with them.
Yeah, I don't know if coming out of a corner I put more than half throttle coming out. I did a lot of practice yesterday, and if I did it too much more than that, I'd spin it around. So definitely a lot of throttle control. And I think that late pit stop where I took those 2 right sides kind of helped bring the outside as an option in for me tonight. Well,
you did a great job getting up through there. We know you came in with about 25-ish laps to go. And those tires seem to help you work that outside a little bit around those guys. But how difficult was it to manage those last 25 laps and try not to burn up those tires as you know that how Oxford is? You're always turning left.
It's really tough, especially because when we're all bunched up, you can't really see where you're at on the track too well. And on the inside, you have that big curb there. So try not to hit that. Try not to hit the guy to your outside. When you go outside, you don't want to swing it too wide or you'll go over that hump and into the dirt. So it was definitely a challenge, but it was a lot of fun. I had a good time tonight.
Well, you're definitely going to have a good time here tonight. Make sure you enjoy this one. I know second place is 1 spot shy, but always good to be up here on the podium. Next week, the series rolls to Wisconsin to the Slinger Speedway. Have you had many laps around Slinger? You're going to be in that late model stock, I believe.
I haven't. This is my first season with this series, or this series in red light racing. So I'm just kind of learning as I go, and I have a lot to learn still with all these cars. I'm not used to it. I'm used to running the Monday night, NASCAR league. But it's a whole lot of fun. It's a whole different style of racing. and I'm definitely going to have to put in a lot of practice to come out here and be competitive with these guys because they are fast.
Definitely are some of the best short track racers on there, and you're no slouch to yourself. I know Monday nights the bigger cars has been what your jam has been. But good to see you stepping out of the comfort zone, I'll say, and become part of Season 11 here with the Red Light Scrambler Series presented by Checkered Flag Auto Supply.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. I look forward to the rest of the season, and I don't think I'm going to be a one-hit wonder. I can see myself definitely racing with these guys moving forward.
Sounds like a good plan, my man, but we'll let you roll the red carpet out. Who makes it all possible for this 0-1 to be here in the podium this afternoon?
Well, I think my buddy down there in Florida, Mr. Jeremy Broadwell with Adventure and Pixels. Thanks for letting me run here. I don't have my sponsors set up in this league yet, but he's my main sponsor. And then Doug Robertson with Claws Up Charter here in Charleston, South Carolina. My dad and brother up in Chester, South Carolina, they tune in and watch me race. My Uncle Steve here in Somerville. And then my friend Katie up in Tennessee, she tunes in to watch me. My old boss, Mr. Thompson, he's usually there watching me too. And then my Uncle Gary out in California. I appreciate everybody tuning in every week to watch me go in circles here online with these guys. And definitely Checkered Flag Auto Supply for coming in and sponsoring the league and just helping out.
Well, congratulations there, Rich. We look forward to watching your progress to the rest of the season and have fun, and thanks for taking the time to chat with us here after this one here at Oxford.
Hey, thanks, and thanks to you all at Turn 3 Racing Network too, man.
There you go. Richard Murdoch going to come home in spot number 2, and we'll roll into victory lane with the driver, the number 1 of Dalton Williamson, is going to come home victorious. And Dalton, that one you had to work for. You had Sean Single breathing down your back. You had some drivers with some fresh tires at the end of this one. How'd you hang on to this one at the Oxford Plains Speedway?
I kind of stayed there at the beginning, and then there at the end, the car got real tight for some reason. Not sure why. Still had 90% on my right front, so I don't really know. I'll tell you the truth. I think I just saved better.
It took and had a good spirited battle there early on in the race with Max Stereo. Talk us through that and what transpired between you two as you ended up taking the lead there on that restart.
Well, the past, 3 restarts there, I think it was 2, 3. I beat him, gave it back to him, and then I beat him to where the point I was clear, so I came down because he said clear. I chalk it up as a racing deal. I mean, it sucks, but I don't really know how to look at that one.
Yeah, it was definitely hard racing there, and you know that you and Max always run each other hard and clean, and this is something that happens. They're part of racing sometimes, and you're going to come out here with the victorious here. How is these SRX cars? They look like a lot of fun and also a lot of handful. That they sound pretty nasty on the inboard cameras.
They drive about as good as an 18-wheeler does if you ever tried to drive it on a circle. Not very good.
All right.
It's a little tight.
always a fun time there to do that. It's Oxford is always one of those tracks where tempers will flare. Next week, though, you're headed to another short track, as always, with the Short Track Scrambler Series presented by Checkered Flag Auto Supply. You're going to be headed to Slinger, one of the newer tracks on the service, and one of those tracks that I don't know if you've been. Have you ran many laps around there? What's the outlook next week as you head there with your late model?
Well, I won a couple of the official races there in the late model stock. I think it was last week, so ran a few laps, and I think we'll be pretty good next week. It's one of my favorite tracks now, so I think we'll be pretty good.
Well, congratulations on this win here tonight at the Oxford Plains Speedway. Who makes it all possible for you and this number 1 team to be in victory lane?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank Turn 3 for all the broadcasting work Roger and Brett do. As far as sponsors, EPI, Review Sports, Platinum RV Services, Mike and Josh for all the work they do during the week with me, and Checkered Flag Auto Supply for the serious sponsor.
Well, congratulations here tonight on the win, Dalton. We look forward to seeing what you can do in 1 week's time at the Slinger Speedway. But until then, buddy, keep it wheels down, and it's always a pleasure to talk with you.
Come here, man.
Here you go, tonight's feature event winner, the number 1 of Dalton Williamson gonna pick up the win here this evening. We'll take a look and see if we can catch up with Max Stereo. We'll see if he wants to come on up and chat with us as he comes home in that third spot here this evening. So Max Stereo making a nice comeback here this evening. Gonna come home in that third spot. We'll take and grab Max and see if we can catch up with him. Alright, Max is gonna deny an interview. So Max coming home in a third. Nice recovery on a very hard racetrack here this evening, and gonna come home with a third place finish there. So that'll wrap up our post-race show. So Max Stereo gonna come home third. Taking a look at your full field rundown for tonight's feature event. Coming home in the fourth spot will be Sean Single. Josh Buckley will come home fifth. Michael Trevarthen sixth. Ken Allen seventh. Brandon Feeney eighth. TJ Henson ninth. And Chad Elker is going to come home 10th. Aiden Alvescion will come home 11th. Chris Oliver 12th. Bob Higgins 13th. Brian Bianchi, Victor Voles, and Dave Bragg rounding out your field. It's been a pleasure filling in for maybe the toes portion of filling in for the man and the legend of Roger Muth. I am Upstate Al, and we thank you for watching tonight's Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Series Scrambler event here on Thursday night. We'll see you next Thursday right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. But until then, keep it wheels down, and we'll see you in Turn 3. Good night, everybody.